Okie dokie. So, I just did my other vlog that I did for my Get Ready With Me thing, and the latest and the greatest is that the fun hackers that, in the hacking world and targeting world, basically communicated to me, which I know that sounds crazy, but yes, hackers be doing all sorts of things. And the latest thing is that there's a show called Not Suitable for Work, and I don't know if the context is like, meaning like something is not suitable for work, or that the group of people that are in the show, the characters, are not suitable for work. So, anyways, as I was saying, I am very suitable for work. It's just I get bullied at the jobs that I apply to, so it makes working very difficult because you want to enjoy where you work, right? So, you know, being a targeted person is not easy at all. But nonetheless, you carry on, you persevere, and they do try to stop you from making income. They try to, the whole premise of the thing is they want you sick, broke, homeless, depressed, or dead. Scary stuff, right? But it's just mean people doing mean bullshit. Or when I mean sick, they try to poison you and drug you and try to give you cancer. Exciting times. And then when you live through it, they're like, but what? She was supposed to die the other day and she didn't. And you're like, you can't kill kindness. And you're not supposed to kill people anyways. And you're not supposed to drug them and try to murder them and scapegoat them and make them sick. Go figure. Again, I'm just going to say it's an experiment, just for fun. Keep it simple, stupid, right? Anyways, so I have my, I feel inclined to do a midweek reading. I don't know why, I feel inclined to do that. And, yeah. Let's see what happens. And I'm wondering why, it was my shower water that made me feel that way. Because I felt like, it's funny, I took a shower and then I felt like super just, you know, super weak and tired, and who knows, people try all sorts of ways to, you know, get you sick and whatnot. But if you are going through the same thing I am, we are in this together. In the words of High School Musical, we're all in this together. And not everyone is horrible in the world. I want to reiterate that. Not everyone in the world is terrible. Just a few couple hundred people, or thousands. Which there's 8 billion people in the world, so do not give up hope that there are honest individuals out there. They will trick you. They will dupe you. I'm not going to, you know, deny that. But we are the light workers. We are the world. We are the children. I don't know. Who sings that song? We are the world. Is that Whitney Houston? We are the children. Oh, that's Michael Jackson did that. I didn't know that. USA for Africa. That's the song We Are the World. I don't know why, but that song just stuck out to me. So if you are going through the same thing I am, may God bless and protect you. These people are jerks, they're assholes, but don't be like them. Do not be like those people. Rise above it. And if they try to provoke you or push you and, you know, undermine and sabotage you by trying to keep you from working, that's why if you already have a job, do not quit your job. If I'm telling you, if you have a job, which we will incorporate that into the reading, I have my Angels of Abundance deck over here. I have the Angel Therapy deck over here. If you do have a job, do not quit your job. Please, for the love of God, all things holy, because I'm telling you, I did that, and, you know, because I wasn't happy where I was getting bullied passive-aggressively on numerous occasions. Not at all the places I worked at, but majority of them, and it made it very difficult. Like, they used little memes in the chat, and for some reason I think the employees that I worked with or coworkers were coached on my triggers. So, which sounds so crazy that people would like spend time to get you know, that means that I was thinking of that this morning actually. I realized, I was like, just as like when, you know, when like when you anything that you try to carry out in life, a plan or whatever, you have to put conscientious thought and effort into that, right? Like, think about that. You have to put conscientious thought and effort into anything you do. So, like, the people that are gang stalkers and perps, like, they have to sit there and they have to literally wake up in the morning and be like, how am I going to sabotage this person? How am I going to make their life hell? Oh, she's applying. That's why they hack your phone, because they're like, okay, I'm going to do this to her. I'm going to pick on her over here. She's applying to this job. Okay, we need to, like, someone literally planned that out. Like, when you think about it, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. That there was strategic effort and thought put in, like, let's say with the scamming thing that I went through, I do think that was aligned or attributed to, like, with targeting and stuff. I do, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I do think that was aligned with that. And like, someone literally sat there and went, okay, let's trick her and let's have her apply to this job, because they know I like to work with kids, right? They know that I'm passionate about working with kids. So naturally, like, it's all the thing. So that's so sketchy. They use the things that you gravitate towards because they know that you like it, and they use that against you. That's so creepy, bro. That's so creepy. That's like luring someone into a trap, which I hope that studio's not a trap, because that would be really shitty. But I've been protected this whole time. I've been able to survive this bullshit the past, however many months. So we'll see. Anyways, I'm going to, I don't know which one I should start with. I'm holding this one, so maybe we'll start with this one. This is the Energy and Spirit Oracle deck. That is a really pretty deck. Yeah. That song is stuck in my head. We are the world, we are the children. I'm not gonna take this one, because when two cards come out, I don't know, the one that on top is usually the message. Interesting. We are the world, we are the children. Oh, that came out. See, good energy. Good energy. Soulful appreciation, creation, the healing heart, divine presence. It's very manifestation-y-ish. I need to turn on my heater. I may turn on the oven just because it's like kind of, don't oscillate. When it oscillates, for some reason, it's like, I get cold very easily. I think that's Raynaud's syndrome. I don't know. But I do. I get cold very easily. Which I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to turn my oven on just because it provides a little bit more heat. We are the world. We are the children. Okay. Oh, another thing interesting I want to mention. The gang stalker people keep walking around people with white flowers. And white flowers usually symbolize like grief and like memorials and death. And I'm like, bitch, I ain't dying anytime soon. The fuck? Someone put, you want to use flowers? Show me pink flowers. Not fucking white ones. But that's what they do lately, is they show a lot of like white flowers, like, oh, we're so sorry. And I'm like, bitch, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna die soon. You tried to kill me like 20 times. I'm like a cat with 9 lives. Meow. Because they really be doing that shit. They on that demon time. DEMON. Demon time. But I am not a demon, and that's what matters. Because you know, there's this thing, when people go low, you go high. So I'm not on that demon time. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. So, anyways, but that's, yeah, something that's the latest that people do is walk around, like white flowers or roses. And I'm like, bitch, the fuck? I'm like, don't show me that. No, show me like pink flowers or purple ones or blue ones. Like, don't do little mind control bullshit, like scary shit like that. I'm like, we're so sorry for your loss. And I'm like, I'm so sorry you're a bitch. Not to be rude. Like, I'm so sorry that you're so like antsy and like mean that you have to do mind games and hack my phone and show scary shit. Like, oh, we're so sorry for your loss. And I'm like, I'm so sorry that I didn't die. I'm so sorry that you're so fucking mean that you try to scare people by, that you strategically, you know, try to hurt people and their emotions and scare them and use chemicals and drugs and poisons to try to sacrifice somebody. And I'm like, I'm out here minding my fucking business, just reading cards, doing God's work. And people be out here just on demon time, like, no, bitch. And I'm like, no, not today, Satan. Anyhow, I don't want to get all upset because this is actually a really positive read. It says soulful appreciation, creation, the healing heart, divine presence. The latter half is very God energy, and this came up before. So this is divine presence, the force of love and creation, love, acceptance, and romance. And then before that, it says as well, creation, something new, soul expression. So she's watering a plant, right? Because when you think of plant, starts off as a seed. Everything that's new starts off small. Anything in life that when you start something new, it takes time to grow, right? It takes time. You have to fertilize it. You have to give it love. You have to show it TLC, tender loving care. You know, watering the flowers. Funny, those are white flowers, but they're growing, so that's a good thing, right? I'm gonna tie this in my little. I hope it doesn't make a dent in my hair. Healing heart, that's pretty self-explanatory. Love, acceptance, romance. Love from God, divine love. Creating space for more love in your heart. And flowers, see, those are pink flowers. Those are good flowers. So fertilizing something, maybe the start, maybe someone, there's different things here. There's, I'm getting very like a yellow heart. Yellow is like sunshine. White is purity and resurrection, kind of ish. Yes, it's also associated. Well, it's usually, white is usually purity and innocence. Yellow is very sunny, very bright, like a yellow can. There's a yellow watering can. This one's interesting, heartfelt gratitude, because the heart, there's a heart here, and this is heartfelt gratitude. But what's interesting is this is a monarch butterfly, the orange butterfly, and it's carrying more weight than this here. There's gold coins on the ends of this, but if you notice here, this weighs more. So I find that interesting. I want to read what the what the description is for that, because I'm kind of like, I don't know, because this is a scale and they're balancing. This weighs more than this because these are gold coins, but this weighs more. Butterflies signify metamorphosis and change. Maybe something is being balanced. The scales are being balanced, but the thing is that I don't know if it's love or transformation weighs more or bears more weight than riches. I don't know. It says heartfelt gratitude, maybe the power of love. I will say with creation, the healing heart, maybe there's a divine renewal, a sense of like a new closeness to the divine or for God. Maybe someone's love for God is being renewed, or for their faith. Maybe the attitude of gratitude, it's helping to manifest something new in your life. It could be the creation of a new, like a soulmate connection as well. But this at the end, a divine connection, that could be something significant. Because it says divine presence, and then this one says the healing heart before that. You can disregard the sirens. Like I said, if you don't come to Chicago if you're not used to sirens, because that's what you're going to hear 24/7. Soulful appreciation. So this is what this card means. In the upright, this card shows scales with a stack of gold coins on one side and a floating butterfly on the other. Yet even though the coins are very heavy, the butterfly tips the scales, representing its far greater value. This card reminds you that there are many forms of value in life. People are quick to appreciate material wealth and just as quick to dismiss the fleeting, unassuming moments of joy. But it's vitally important not to miss these golden opportunities. So maybe something golden. When someone says you're golden, it means like you're good. And I don't mean 666, but like you're okay. Like golden is like you're solid, like you're good. So because there's gold coins there, but it's funny because the butterfly berries, either berries, maybe a berry is relevant, like a blueberry, or maybe something. I hope it's not scary, like someone wants to bury you. I'm just being real. Someone maybe wants to bury something. I hope it's not ominous, because I don't get ominous vibes, but maybe someone wants to bury something like in the ground. There are gold coins of buried treasure. Someone wants to bury something, because that was a Freudian slip, but so take that what you will from that. But gratitude is a strong, casual vibration that triggers present joy and radiant future attraction. Grasp every opportunity to be grateful, for even the tiniest moments of beauty, love, peace, and happiness accumulate in your life force energy. This habit of seeking value in the little things is an ongoing energetic choice that draws things of even greater value to your life. So it's very much having an attitude of gratitude. And if you have an attitude of gratitude, you manifest things faster into your life. So that's what's alleged. That if you focus on gratitude, which is true though, because when you're in a state of flow and you appreciate things more, things manifest into your life more. So maybe, but I will say, I did have a Freudian slip and I said berry. So maybe berries are relevant. Maybe you need to eat more berries, or maybe be careful with berries. I just saw 144 on the clock, and that reminds me of the 144,000. Every time I see 144, I know it's said in the Bible that there's, you know, the people, the chosen people, the 144. Who knows? Maybe you're part of the 144,000 spiritually. Take what you will from that. They're like people that were chosen by God to do special work, or out my neck. So I hope. Yeah. My heater won't turn on. Okay, creation, healing heart. So either that means a closer connection to God, or strengthening your connection to the divine. Having gratitude heals your heart. It also could be the creation of the start of a new relationship, possibly. That's also coming out here. And then the back of the deck says thought vibrations. Resonant choices. So this is the idea that like what you think you attract, right? You are like a radio frequency. You're sending out certain frequencies, which I'm going to read that one because that's important. It says I just literally said a radio frequency, and it says like a satellite in space, your mind is sending and receiving signals in every direction. The vibrations of your thoughts and beliefs never cease projecting and receiving. This is a very real energetic influence on what you attract and manifest, a powerful force in your present and future happiness. It's easy to say that you're cognitive patterns create your reality, but how much do you really think about your ongoing thought process? This card is telling you that you now have the power to bring much more positivity and self-love into your thinking. In fact, your mental power is growing more than ever. Consciously send out clear and attractive signature signals, and the world will return your loving messages to you. Affirmation is, I always have power over my thoughts. I release negative thinking and choose to trust in my resourcefulness and to have faith in my soul. So, interesting. Pretty self-explanatory, but either getting closer to God, strengthening your love for the divine, whatever you deem that to be, or the start of a new romantic connection, that could also be there, and planting the seeds to do that, taking the steps to do that, the start of something new, and just having an attitude of gratitude helps you manifest faster in your vibration. So that's that deck. Ooh, I'm kind of curious to see. I have my character, no wait, that's the places deck. My character oracle deck is here. I'm so curious to see if I can help someone find a love connection. Maybe we do love, I don't know, I don't really do love readings, but maybe that's the theme for that. Let's ask and see what friend. It's a doggy. That's a puppy. This is what came, because I do have the character oracle. It says friend, and friend means like loyalty. Dogs represent loyalty, by the way. Like golden retrievers, they represent loyalty. King. I don't know what that means. This is a random. I'm not gonna take these other ones because those are kind of whatever. I'm gonna skip those because those are. The word singer came out, so maybe someone likes music. But let's see what kind of. I'm just curious to see. That came out in reverse, so I'm not gonna take it. Let's take writer. I don't know. This is kind of. I don't know about some of these. Okay. I realized I didn't pray. I wanted to start a thing, so when I do my readings, I wanted to pray before the readings. I never usually do that, but I'm going to say that I want nothing but the utmost highest good to come out in the readings. Because I don't want bad stuff. There's 2 cards that came out. Genius barber. I don't know what that means. Someone that cuts hair, but they're very smart. I don't know. It says someone that cuts hair is very smart. Barber. So this is relevant for someone. Bartender. Oh, I don't know. This is kind of getting interesting. A player. A bartender that's a player. So maybe that's relevant for someone. These are just like little side messages. I don't know. Someone that's a bartender, but they're a player. Go figure. I don't know if I should turn into a love reading or what we should do, but I'm just going with the flow here. A barber. This came out the second time. Someone who cuts hair. So maybe you know someone that cuts hair. Also does with grooming and preening. But the card that came out is friend. So someone is being a friend to you or will be a friend to you. They may be an influencer or a trendsetter of some sort, possibly. Trendsetter, content creator, follower. Maybe they follow your channel. I don't know. They have an online presence or an influence. I'm gonna put this away because it's too many. And we'll just get one more. So just know that you have a friend in your life who creates content or may create content. Maybe they follow your social media. That's pretty cool. I don't know. And the guy in the picture looks very friendly. He's like smiling and he's like vlogging kind of. I've been doing vlogging lately, but he's like vlogging and maybe he has a dog because the dog is in the picture. Or a pet. His companion. I don't know if I should keep that card or not. Captain, I don't know about that. I need one more card for clarity. Oh, interesting. Child. They could work with children. They could be younger. Maybe they have a childlike spirit, maybe, whoever this person is. Beacon of hope, innocence, growth. Maybe they like, I don't know, I get the vibe, maybe like, I don't know. I need more though. Community, neighbors, team. I don't want to get too many because then it's going to get distracting. So, child. They have a childlike spirit, maybe kind of silly. I don't know. Beacon of hope, Springboard's innocence. They're very pure of heart. Maybe they like being around children. Maybe they volunteer in their community a lot with children. Or they're an advocate for children because it's child community. Maybe they give back to charity a lot. Like, you know, like the Boys and Girls Club of America, that kind of stuff. Like maybe someone who volunteers like in philanthropy, or they take care of children in the community. Maybe they're a foster parent or something like that. Or they team up with people in the community. Clown, maybe they're kind of silly. They have a very lighthearted personality. Maybe they perform comedy or something like that, or I don't know. That's what it says. This is comedy, like comedian, mask performer. Very like childlike spirit-ish. But they have an online presence, and whoever it is, that person supports you in some way. I'm just interested because since it said, like, in the thing, it said, ay, ay, ay. That one. They're also very faithful or something, or believe in faith. They're compassionate, or faith is important to them. Maybe. Morality, compassion, sacred mission, a courier, messenger of sorts. Maybe they have a message for somebody. Oh. But this is not good. This came up before, but apparently they're kind of a player. That's what it says. Socialite of charm, elegance, expert of romance. I'm getting, it's not this is a male character or male person. It's not a female. So maybe this is for a reading for a girl. But they're a player. I don't know. I'm just the messenger. That's what it says. Faith is important to them. They're kind of silly. They love being around kids. They give back to their community or something like that. Like big on philanthropy, but kind of silly. A performer. Maybe they like to sing or do acting, or they belong to like a religious sect or something. Maybe Catholic or Christianity. That's a church, so it looks like Christianity because Christ looks like in the, I don't know, that's kind of the vibe. And then a player. I don't know. In Spanish, in Miami, we call this papi chulo. Rico suave. Hopefully they didn't commit any Rico crimes. Maybe get one more. So whoever you are, whatever you do, there's someone that's a friend to you that you don't know about. Or they do content creation. Go figure. We're not taking that one. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm not going to say that one because I don't need to. It has to do with espionage and shit. So I'm not going to say that one. Oh, but they like to go hunting, I guess. Or they're a hunt. I will say this. They do law enforcement or something. Interesting. Hunting people down. Bad people. So, you know what? Like, you know what it is? The vibes that I got were, Avengers. Like an Avenger of sorts. Ooh, there's a musician too. There's a lot. Well, I don't want to take so many. I don't want to take them, but maybe they like music or something. That's cool though. That's nice. Having friends is nice. I don't have that many friends. So anyways, but the back of the deck, and then I'm going to continue. So I just wanted to get, because I was like, if it says on the thing, it said creation, the heart with the healing heart or whatever. So I was just curious to see like if I could figure, because I haven't used my character oracle deck in a while. But they're like a you know, like Marvel, the Avengers, like that kind of vibe, like someone who hunts people down. That's what it says. Stalker of prey, aim, strategy, pursuit, survival. But they're a player. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's relevant. Maybe it's relevant for you. Just maybe mindful of someone who plays the field. But they're very athletic too. So it's someone who's very athletic, seeker of adventures, courage, challenges, goals. Maybe they like boxing. Maybe they do boxing or kickboxing, or they fight people. Because this guy's boxing in the picture. So, or play sports or something. The word, ooh, wheat. Maybe, interesting. Okay, so other vibes. I don't know if it's a different person. I don't know if it's the same person. But what just came out was a coach. Someone who coaches someone. Coach, train, nurture, develop a plan. Maybe they coach kids. Maybe they're a coach for kids or something. Or they coach people. Because that's a coach for like a football thing, for sport. So maybe they, like their motivational coach or something like that. Train, nurture, develop a plan, encouragement, support. So maybe they're going to coach you or motivate you in some way or something like that, or trying to coach you or motivate you, whether you know that or not, like directly or indirectly. Because some people like pray for people from a distance. They may not necessarily be in your life, but they may like, this could be future tense. This could be like someone coming into your life that you don't know about. Back of the deck it says doctor. So that might not be a literal doctor. That could be like, because this could mean life coach. Maybe not even like a coach for like a team, but maybe they coach like soccer. Maybe they coach children or an actual physical team, or they may just be like a coach energy. Doctor, healer of ailments, treatment, surgery. So maybe someone works in medical care, or they may come into your life to heal you or something like that. This is an interesting individual. Whoever they are, they're very talented. They do a lot of stuff. But I get very much like righting wrongs, morality is very important. Ethics are very important to this person. Being conscious, health conscious. Does it say farmer? Oh, fireman. Oh, look at that. See, that's what I said. Avenger. That's what I literally said. And look what came out was fireman. I know my shit, bro. It says bravest, heroism, sacrifice, rescue, extinguish. So maybe someone's trying to rescue you. I never expect someone to rescue me. I've been trying to rescue myself from this bullshit that I've been going through. But maybe someone's going to coach you on how to help you in something, or firemen are very brave because, I mean, if you look at the picture, there's like a fucking fire in the background. Excuse my language, I'm sorry. I have a sailor's mouth. I curse like a sailor. I have a potty mouth. I need to change that because I need to act like a lady. But being brave, they're very brave. They're fearless. They don't, whoever this person is, they're not a coward. They're not afraid to literally metaphorically step into the fire. bravery, heroism, sacrifice. Because when you sacrifice is like a really, it's interesting. So there was I forgot where I saw it. Was it Pinterest or was it Instagram? I don't remember. But there was a picture where it had like two paths, and it said I honor God, or I believe in God, right? And then the other one was like I follow God or something, or I trust in God. And it showed all the people who go to church and who do whatever, and they follow the path of like righteousness, but they're not follow the path. They go to church and they say I believe in God, but when it comes time to actually enact your faith in scary things, that when you're traversing the unknown and uncertainty and ambiguity, and things seem really, like right now my life seems very, very up in the air. Like I don't know, I'm not employed. Like you would go, oh my God, how does this girl have such a fighting spirit with like everything against her? Because I've lost everything. I've lost my job. I should be so much more depressed, but I have an insane amount of resiliency. So because I've seen good things play out in my life before, and I witnessed miracles, and I just think life itself is a miracle. Like I think the way a baby is formed in the womb is like a fucking miracle. A miracle. I need a swear jar. I think that's a miracle. Because think about it. We come from nothing. You come from two gametes, sex cells, whatever. Ovum, sperm. Two little things, like they come together, and then they, and then we're like us. That's like crazy, and then there's specialized organ systems in the body. Like that's insane to me. The way and then the gravitational pull of the moon and the waves, and, the vastness of the ocean, like all the different creatures. You have to, how can you not believe that there's some, I don't know. Anyways, I digress. But I've witnessed good things happen in my life, so I'm hopeful. This thing has been really horrible, what I've gone through, and people are really shitty, like really, really shitty. Like I don't get proper medical care. My health is in the dark. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know if I'm healthy. Like some days I feel really, really good and I have a lot of energy, and then the following day, like I took the shower or whatever, and I'm like, is there something in my shower water? I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know. But whoever this person is, they're motivator. They are philanthropists of some sort, or they carry a childlike spirit. They're well loved by their community. They're kind of silly, I guess. They like comedy or something. Maybe they like to watch comedy. Maybe they make comedy, or they make funny content, because it says content creator, influencer. But the vibe that I get is like they will not, I hope not kill, but like they will fight for, like, because they will fight for the people that they care about. Like, you don't want to fuck with this, whoever this person is, you don't want to fuck with them, because like they will fucking, excuse my language, they will avenge whatever, I'm kind of curious. I do want to get one more. I'm so curious. I don't know what this is. No, not that one. Because when it's too many, I'm gonna shuffle this. When it's too many cards, I'm like, it's too. Oh, see, that's what I said. But they have okay, interesting. They have a dark side. I'm not gonna take that one. They have a dark side. Look, with madman. See, it's a man. I told you it was a man. It's a man. Chaotic, unruly, embracer of madness. They're very like territorial, like if you cross this person, like they will give you a piece of their mind. They will not rest until like people are like, I don't know, just it's kind of intense. It's like not Jekyll and Hyde. Then other ones came out. Bartender Ninja. Maybe they like cocktails. Okay, Bartender came out again, so maybe they like to make cocktails. That came out twice, so I'm just gonna take it. Maybe they like cocktails. Maybe they are an actual bartender, or have worked as a bartender, or have friends that are in hospitality or bartending. But apparently they like making drinks or something. I don't know. They like making drinks or like artisanal things. Very sociable person. I don't know. But also too, like Jekyll and Hyde. Like if you cross this, like they're kind. It's, you know what it is? It's like they're generally kind to people, but like if you cross them, they will hunt you down. So that's a good thing, I guess. I don't know. I'd want that as a friend. Fuck it. See, they're very self-disciplined too. Seeker of self-restraint. Discipline, perfect. So they're very disciplined about their life. I need this friend. If this is about you and you watch and you know my channel, I could really use a friend right now. So I know, but I'm not joking. I mean, it would be nice, but because I don't have discipline. I mean, I try to. I used to, but I don't. It's kind of gone to the wayside a little bit. But whoever says seeker of self-restraint, abstinence, purified, they're very good. They're disciplined, like with their life. Oh, here we go. I'll take this one for this one back. Sometimes I never know who's gonna. Careerist, dreamer of grand schemes, vision, cunning, aspiration. They're very determined. See, self-disciplined, very determined individual. This is a good person. This is good energy. I don't feel weird energy. It's good energy. It hasn't said criminal yet. Driver. Maybe they drive. I don't know. They're young, so they're not old. Youthful, right? So they're not like an old person. So I'm gonna put that here. So they, very disciplined person who travels a lot. Interesting. I need a friend like that. See, Avenger. Look at that, Avenger. That's what I said. Avenger. That came on with someone who rights wrongs and shit like that. One of the good ones, I guess. I don't know, because there's people that are really shitty. Maybe like a cop or something. Who knows? Could be a cop. The cop didn't come out, so like, I mean, because there's good cops, there's bad cops. That'd be fun. Oh my god, if it came out. No, stranger. Oh, someone you don't know. New friend. It says a mutual aid and new friend. Someone you don't know. But they have authority over something. And they're very smart. It says genius. They're a very smart person. They travel a lot. Kind of silly. It's an interesting person. That'd be a fun person to meet. Player vibes. Friend. No, this is different though. This is a different person. Now it's coming out with different people. I'm not going to show that one because I'm just focusing on the energy of the new energy. Put that one back. But apparently if you are someone, I don't know, it says someone who likes to cook. Then it also says gang. Someone that's in a gang. I don't know. I don't know, it's different. This is different. They like to cook. Maybe someone's part of a gang? I don't know. No, but that's a different vibe. That's a different energy. Different energies. We're gonna pause it there. Okay. That's it. Oh, but they do have a message for you. Whoever it is, maybe they have a message for you. So maybe there's someone that you know or maybe don't know that will come into your life soon. It didn't say lover or anything like that. It just says like someone who's smart. They travel. They're very self-disciplined. They like to help kids or believe in kids or something like that, or love being around children. Very determined about their career. They love hospitality or like to cook or something like that. But you don't want to F with this person because they do have like a serious side or whatever, you know, like I'll fuck you over kind of. Like you don't want to cross you like, because maybe this person knows people and stuff, who knows, I don't know. But faith is really important to them. Maybe they like to hunt as well. being silly is fun, or they like silly things or comedy. They make content as well. And they're well known in their community. They help motivate people. They're young, so they're not old. No oldies radio magic 102.7. If you don't know that, in Miami there was when I lived in Miami there was it was called Oldies Radio Magic 102.7. Maybe they know about manifestation and law of attraction. They like, people say magical. Maybe they're very magical. Maybe they manifest very easily. And it's funny. Okay, you know what's really interesting? What's really interesting is that when I was getting my cards out for my deck or whatever, for my, box of stuff, my Kipper deck that I have over there, which is like in the tarot world or oracle card world, it's like the mystery deck. Like when people are trying to solve mysteries, which I don't really do that I don't want to do that on YouTube. I don't really want to do psychic investigations and stuff. Plus, people get paid for that, like as a job, so I really do. I can volunteer and do it, but I don't want to be messing or meddling in people's business or like solve crimes and shit and like on YouTube. I just don't, I know people do that, and I've listened to readings that have been very helpful for me in my situation, but I just don't feel like meddling in that. But this card specifically, it's so weird because whoever this dude is is a very the main male in the Kipper deck. So in the Kipper deck you have main female and main male, and usually to me that means like divine feminine, divine masculine energy. And so whoever this is they carry they're very they have a divine essence or something. They're not your like ordinary one. They're one of God's people, not to say God's not everyone. How do I say this? Jeez, like they're they exemplify divine masculine traits. And if you don't know, we can let me Google this because I don't like to divine masculine is someone who is a universal spiritual energy characterized by strength, action, focus, and protection. So divine masculines are like, they're not your like, how people call people NPCs, which are like these automatonic, like just drifting through life. They don't really give a shit about people. They're just like, let me get my paycheck at whatever Walmart and like carry on with my day and then drink on the weekends. Like people that lack aim, direction, purpose, and focus, and they follow along with the crowd. They're very insecure. They care about what people think about them. And it's not like an insecurity like, oh, like I'm timid. It's more like I need people to like me kind of thing. It's like very, very focused on the self and how they like, that's the opposite of divine masculine. Divine masculine is someone like, who is a divine masculine? I think Matt Damon's a divine masculine. I don't know why. I think so highly of him. I think he's and what's a divine masculine couple? And please, I know I'm not gonna say that. I wanted to say it, but then people are gonna make it political and they're gonna be like, she's such a Democrat, which is funny because I'm kind of I teeter between both. Politically, I suck at politics. I don't know politics. I really don't. And I hate talking about it because then people could kill people because they're not part of a certain, like, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm scared. Like, even if I was like, oh, I lean more towards this side than the other one, I feel like people will kill me for that. Because that's what, I'm not kidding. Because, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I feel more conservative than I do feel Democrat. And then sometimes I feel more Democratic than I do conservative. So I'm just like, fuck it. I'm in the middle. But I was going to say, and I've always been appreciative of, like when it was 2009 and I watched the inauguration for this president, for our president now, President Trump. I watched his inauguration because yes, I'm not going to sit there and be biased and be like, oh, I'm not gonna like stupid shit, excuse my language. I listen to everything because I think that's the best way to remain objective. If you're gonna sit on your side and be like, I don't want to talk, like, that's stupid. I think you need to listen to both because that's like bipartisanship. That's just my opinion. You know, if you think that your party is the only, it's just like, I get it. You can have your party, but like I think it's best to, because there's good and things to both sides, right? I don't know. I'm kind of new to politics. I don't really focus on it too much. I hate when the surveys that I do, when they ask about, where are you? Are you more leaning this way? I'm like, bitch, I don't care. I just don't really care. And I'm like, not sure. I don't know. But anyways, I was gonna say, divine masculine energy. I think the Obamas have that. I do. The way that they carry themselves and comport themselves. I'm not to say that our current president doesn't. I think he's had a rough couple of years with all the shit that's gone on. So the image is kind of, I think, tainted for him a bit, and people don't like. I watched on Amazon. I know I'm kind of deviating from my reading right now, but and please do not kill me for, because I know there's a lot of people on like that are very far left. I'm not talking about like normal Democrats. I'm talking about like far, like people who will kill people if they don't identify as like, you know, like there's that group, I think it's, I don't remember, there's a group that is like super far left, and I'm sure there's a group that's super far right, but normal civilized people don't do, you know, extremist shit. I'm talking about the kind of thing like the FBI people go after, that are like, who hurt people, you know. And I can't speak to, because I didn't follow President Trump. I didn't follow, you know, I wasn't part of that base, because I grew up Democratic. And what I know about the Obamas and what I've seen, like when it was 2009, I think, or 2008, when we went to the Adrian R. Center, and I watched his speech, and I have a song on my, I did have a song on my playlist that said, it was called Vote for Hope by MC Yogi. He is an excellent speaker, and it's funny, I'm in Chicago, and like, very apropos, I don't know if they live in Chicago, I think, when they created the Presidential Center, but I think with this president now, I'm not to say that he wouldn't be divine masculine. I think his wife, it's funny, I would say his wife wouldn't be divine feminine. I think she carries divine feminine. Please don't come for my head. Please do not kill me over whatever, because I've been through so much shit. And I don't want people that are, you know, far left to come at me and try to murder me because of what I say. But you know, I did watch a documentary recently, or like a few months ago, that kind of showed a glimpse into their world, and I would say that the way she comports herself, I think the first lady now, that she does carry, like there were things that I didn't know, like initiatives that they were focusing on, like with and I've been through a lot of cyberbullying myself, so not to say that they wouldn't be. I do think she has divine feminine qualities, in my opinion. You know, I think people don't get a glimpse of what, just like anybody, we don't know what goes on in people's lives unless they share it with you, you know. So, and it didn't help with the whole thing with the January 6th thing, with the people that supported President Trump, with the whole, like, because you don't go storm, like, that's the worst way to, like, you know, that's a bad look to do that, with the January 6th thing. You just, like, there's a way to protest peacefully, you know. Like when what's-his-face passed away, Charlie Kirk passed away, people were, you know, doing songs and singing things and, you know, leaving flowers and stuff. And then there's people who would, like, when I saw, and I didn't know diddly squat about this guy at all, but they were stepping on I mean, anyone who passes away, like, that gets assassinated and stuff, like, that's, like, there's no excuse to, like, step on someone's flowers, and like, that's just such shitty behavior, even if you think they're a horrible person. If anyone passes away, by the way, and you make fun of them, then you are a terrible fucking person. That is like the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. Like, someone passes away and then you laugh at their grave. Like, how fucking sociopathic can you be? Anyway, so talking about divine feminine, divine masculine energies, I do, you know, it's just people who, they're not your run-of-the-mill people. They comport themselves with tact. They're ethical beyond all measure. Like in the thing that just came out, whoever this person is that's coming into your life, they take ethics and morality very seriously. Very by the book people or person. And what's funny is that what came out would, because I usually pick up all the cards, but whoever this person is a divine masculine energy. So that's a good thing, you know. Very like by the book. And a lot of people aren't by the book these days. A lot of people cut corners. A lot of people cut corners and do shortcuts in life, which is really sad. I'm learning that now. It's very sad. Because I thought growing up, I thought, you know, I went to Disney a lot as a kid. So my world was very like, ha ha ha, you know. That's the world that I knew. And now the world that I'm living in is like, I literally almost died. Like I've walked into, I think, is it cyanogenic? I don't know. I've walked into rooms where like there's been weird gases and shit, and I literally think people tried to murder me. And I've had, I mean, I don't even want to say that word. I don't even want to say that word. But you know, it is what it is, and I can't change people, and no one, you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. People are going to lie about you, talk shit about you. They're going to disagree with you. 222 on the clock, confirmation. Divine partnership, that's coming out. Because 222 is duality, but it also means twos, like partnership, like partnering up with someone. Please don't come for me for what I said about either the Obamas or about the Trump family. Please don't. Please don't. I can't take it. My body and my body and my mind cannot take any more shit. And I really would like to live a long, beautiful life and have grandchildren. And yeah. So anyways, because I don't know what's going on. And if you haven't watched my videos, I talk about targeting and gang stalking, and it's been really, really hard. And when you speak up for yourself about it, you get targeted even more. And I'm like a pacifist. You know, I'm like the person that would I don't know if I'd be a good mediator in law, but I don't know. I believe that you can find common ground with people. And by the way, when it comes to politics, not that I'm always going to agree with, oh, this side is better than that side. I think that's a problem. When you pit people against people, that's not a good thing, because then you're breeding and you're fostering or cultivating an environment of competition. And I think more than ever, especially now, we need unity. You know, we need unity. And that doesn't mean you hold hands and sing Kumbaya and go to mixers together. But, you know, in our country, if you're from another country, because I know people from other countries have watched my videos and stuff, here in America, there's just a lot of political divisiveness. And I don't know if that's extending out to other countries too. And that's really frustrating, because to me, I think if you have a difference of opinion, that's so beautiful, because when you think about it, if you're an objective person who's not biased will sit in a room and they will say, you know what, I disagree with you, but I'm willing to take bits and pieces and learn from you and incorporate that into policies and procedures. People that pitted, conflict is not resolved by war, it is not resolved by gossip or sabotaging people or bombing people. You know, like, that's not going to resolve anything. I think it's more so finding that middle ground. People fight wars over land. People fight wars over gold, money, oil, whatever. And that's really sad, because to me, if you have, you know, the earth itself is a resource, and, you know, our resources are getting depleted. There's climate change and all this stuff, and it's sad. And there's enough, I think, to go around, and we should be focusing on not competing with other people. Even though I know that we do that, and that's why people have spies and stuff that go to their countries and they spy on our country, and we spy, you know, I get that. But it's like, I think we're all, not that I'm pushing for like a one government, one world thing, but it's like I think we all need to treat each other kinder, and we need to share the resources better, and it doesn't help anybody to pit anyone against any other thing. That's just my opinion, because fighting gets people nowhere. Fighting starts wars. Being possessive, you know, and what's scary is that other countries would probably disagree, because it's like we live in a very self-centered society, survival of the fittest mentality. It's not a collectivist. And in some countries it is collectivist. I know there's a term, oh my god, what was it in school? It was called Gemeinschaft. That sounds like a sexual thing. Gemeinschaft and Gesellschaft. So this is, and when I studied sociology, there's certain terms that kind of stuck in my brain. And Gemeinschaft, I'm sure they're of German nature, but it's a Ferdinand Tawny's seminal 1887 book that contrasts two types of social organization: Gemeinschaft, which focuses on community, and Gesellschaft, which focuses on society. And Gemeinschaft represents traditional rural life with close-knit personal relationships based on shared values, family, and customs, driven by Wes and Will, which is natural will. And Gesellschaft describes modern urban life with impersonal, formal, or contractual relationships. There's something, I don't know if it's this one, if it's collectivist or individualist societies. The book explores a shift from the former to the latter as a core feature of modernization impacting social. It's supposed to be a prescription for socialization and the way, like, social infrastructure, basically, like how how a community is organized. Like, are you more community focused, or are you like collectivist, or are you more like individualistic? And it's like, I think in some countries they are focused, like in Spain they're very focused on family time and like siestas and like community oriented, like I think, which Asian, I don't know what Asian culture, I don't know if it's Chinese or Japanese, I can't remember, or what European, I just know that in Swedish culture, Haig, I think it's called, is it Haig? Hold on, Haig meaning, there's something, no it's not, what's it called, what is the Swedish word for family? No, that's not it. There's, I don't know if it's in Sweden or Switzerland, but there's whatever IKEA, or Norway, or Norwegian, there's a word that means family in one of those, Sweden or Norway, but it's the idea that like you have a support system and you have people who, you know, it's not a dog eat dog world kind of thing. It's like people support you kind of thing. And in America, I hate to say it, I don't know if it's because of capitalism or this need to succeed, but we're very like, people will step on you. I mean, targeting and gang stalking is a first-hand prime example of that. You go from having a normal life to all of a sudden you start getting targeted by weird hacking stuff, and your devices get hacked, and you have people driving weird cars around you, and then you sound like you're crazy, but you're not crazy. And then people try to pin crimes on you that aren't true, and then all this other weird stuff happens, and they mislabel you, and then your life gets a spotlight on it that you don't ask for, and then you know, and then you get put through the Olympics of the real life Hunger Games Olympics, and you enter a competition that you didn't know that you were in. So it's pretty scary. And I don't know if that happens in other countries or not. I don't know. I would hope not, but it happens here. But anyways, I wish we did, I know this is deviating from the reading a bit, but maybe it's relevant to somebody to hear about it. Politics itself is very politically dividing. Religion is also very polarizing as well. It's just, that's the way it is. People are very territorial about their religion. People think, oh, my religion's better than yours. You know, my secret society is better than, you know, whatever. My party is better than yours. What if we stop focusing so much about party and we focus more on character? What if we focus on finding common ground? What if we focus on democracy and people? You know, that's what I care about. I want change. I want, you know, I want people to be happy. I want people to get paid a good minimum wage. I want people that are in blue-collar jobs to be treated with the respect that they deserve. I want farmers to be able to make a living for themselves and not feel like too regulated by government, tech companies to, I don't know, continue to be able to do tech but not be such powerhouses that they make decisions about, executive decisions about everything in the world. Because the thing is, power, I think what I've learned is that power belongs to the people who have the most wealth, in my opinion. You can have a government, but if you have people who, because ultimately when you think about it, when you think about commerce, the United States, everything is driven by commerce, right? The buying and selling of goods, that's economics. And I didn't study economics, but that's what I learned. Miami-Dade College. Shout out to whoever was my teacher, macroeconomics. But that's what drives the driving force of everything, is the buying and selling of goods, taxation. You want taxpayer money to go to things that are of meaning and to help people, in the world. And it's just, I don't know. I hope that, I would hope people, even this administration would have these, our best interests at heart. I don't know. You never know. Nothing's ever perfect. There's no government or anything that's ever perfect, by the way. I've learned that. But I do think that power falls into the hands of the people who are the billionaires and the corporations, like you say, Viacom, Procter and Gamble, Kraft Foods, like all the, who's the people that have the, what's that, the Build-A-Burger people, or who's the people? The ones that are, it's not the Build-A-Burger. Who am I thinking of? I learned recently, I didn't know that grocery stores are owned by, there's this company called is it BlackRock? I always get confused with Blackstone or, when I was in Home Depot or Lowe's, there was like a grill, I don't know if it's Blackstone or it's whatever. It's these people that is this investment company that they own, like, it was Vanguard and Blacksmith or whatever, BlackRock. I don't know, but they own a lot of shit, excuse my language. And to me, I think that, like, those people are kind of the ones, I mean, you can have whatever in government, but at the end of the day, the ones who have the money that's what goes around. So it's like, I think government has to work, I don't know if that's considered like private. I always get confused with private sector and public sector and enterprises and all that stuff. That jargon I don't understand it. But I do think that things that are government regulated, I don't know if that's public sector or private, like privately owned companies or enterprises, which I don't know if the government has a say in or regulates. But I do think that they kind of have more power than what we think. And it's, I don't know, just a commentary on that. I don't know too much about commerce and economics, but I do think that, like, they also, I think, sometimes maybe more so, because they're the ones who make our food, or not the black people, the black people, not the BlackRock people, but the, these, the farms, the manufacturers, the more industrialized parts of our world. They're the ones who have the, who make it, because they're the ones making our food, right? And the farmers are the ones who harvest and do the eggs and the this and the that. And then, large retailers, Walmart, or Kmart, Target, all of that. Anyways, I know I'm totally deviating from the reading, but maybe it's relevant to somebody. I don't know. Say. All I want is for people to be happy and be at peace and not hurt people. So I will put that there. But we are all, part of that. Humans, especially if you're not in a position of leadership or authority, I think you could still get involved in your community in some way. I am not like that. I am not the kind of person that will go and be like, yay, let's protest and fight. I just think those are so dangerous, and you risk your life doing that kind of stuff, like activism. I commend people who are activists. Interesting. This is such a weird reading. I went from talking about commerce and politics and divine feminine and masculine to talking about a future stranger that will come into someone's life. Oh, and now these are interesting things. I don't know. Well, each deck has its own energy signature and stuff, has its own purpose, so I'm just gonna roll with it. It's funny. Oh my god, I want to be so dirty, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I mean, maybe I will. I don't know. I don't know if I should. This is such a weird message, bro. This is such a weird message. Weird. I mean, okay, so like, okay. I don't know if I should say this. I don't want to keep it PG. How do I keep this PG? I don't know. This is a divine message, so I'm just gonna say, okay, so over here, this is what came out. And please forgive me for what I'm about to say. So dream, clarity, or maybe it's just because maybe my mind is thinking about intimacy or whatever, who knows, I don't know. But don't shoot the messenger, that's all I'm gonna say. Literally, don't shoot the messenger. Dream, clarity, sensational. So the word sensational, when you break it down, it makes me think of sensuality. A flower is like a rose blossoming. You can think like purity. I just think of sensuality, and there, for some reason, this leaf is like raindrops and all dewy and kind of. I don't want to say it. The things that my mind is like thinking right now is just. I'm just gonna say, don't be afraid. I don't know, maybe it's very love oriented. I'm just gonna keep with the romance theme. Why not? Let's just keep it that way, right? But I'm gonna try to keep it PG while I do this. It didn't. Now, what's weird though, in the character oracle deck, it didn't say lover. The word lover didn't come out, but maybe it's someone. Maybe it's future tense. Maybe there's someone down the line that will come into someone's life that has all those characteristics. But for right now, and then this person will help with this. And within that sensualness will come glow and nurturing and comfort. So, because here's the thing. Oh, I do want to say this. Oh, this is important. I'm getting okay. So like, we have in our modern day and age, we have sex backwards. We think that, and it's, I don't know, do I need to out myself like that? Not out myself, because I don't need to talk about my sex life, because that would be a little bit too much. How do I say this? Because I'm very much an open book, and I need to censor what I say sometimes. I'm so tempted to say it, but I don't want to, because it is the internet, and I don't want to share like too much. What I mean by we have sex backwards is like okay, let me go back. There's a sect of yoga called Tantra Yoga. And in that, there's this practice of mindfulness. So it's this idea of honoring. It's a more spiritual approach to sensual things. And it's not just with sensual, it's not with sensual things, it's also with, because sensuality, that is a part of us, right? We have reproductive organs, that's how we procreate and create new life. It's a beautiful thing. But I do think that we, in pornography especially, there's some pornography that is very degrading and objectifying of women. There's also really perverse pornography too, with like underage children and women, and that is disgusting to me. I think that if I could save those girls, I would, because I don't condone that. I think if you watch pornography once or twice, like in a blue moon, I think that's okay. That's just my opinion. I know people can go, oh, that's gross and whatever. I learned about sex through that, so I'm grateful to those people who do that. That's just my opinion. If you indulge in it every day, that's kind of questionable. But like, 'cause that's like addiction. So, but you can learn and get ideas of things with your partner and whatnot. But there's a different way of like, okay, so like in yoga we say namaste, which means the divine in me honors the divine in you, which means that which makes you special and unique, that divine spark I honor that within you. And when it comes to divine partnerships, treating someone, when you relate to anybody, right, you want to treat them with the utmost respect and reverence, and that includes someone's body. And I think, and you can, disagree with me if you want, but to me, the best experiences when it comes to intimacy and stuff like that are when both people have this mutual kind of understanding of one another, like this is unspoken appreciation. And it's like, obviously attraction plays a part, I'm not gonna like deny that. Physical attraction, you won't want to like hook up with someone that you're attracted to, but the best moments, or sometimes not even, they're subtle moments. It's like when, because I just think we have it backwards sometimes, because people, I don't know, that's just my take on it. And this idea of sensuality, it needs to, there's a shift kind of needs to happen. I think we hyper focus, because sex sells, right? Sex does sell, because sex is sexy. It's interesting, like when we see someone who's attractive and you're like, oh my god, she's in her element, or like she can pull off that dress really well. And I'm a woman and I'm straight, and I'm not gonna be like, whatever, but I appreciate, and I'm like, oh, so I'm not gonna, I think, and that's another thing too, I think people that automatically assume, oh, when you shout out another woman and you're like, oh my god, people are like, she's a lesbian, because no, trust me, I know people that are gay, or women that were lesbian or are whatever, like it's not what people, it's not like that. I know that sexuality exists on a spectrum, but it's more so like appreciating someone's divine essence, if that makes sense. And that also comes down to the divine masculine thing, and divine feminine thing. It's people who, and that takes time, right? That takes time to build, to figure out, because there's days where I'm like, okay, I'm in my element and I feel confident in myself, and there's other days where I'm like, damn, I feel like shit or I look like shit, and I'm like, this is, so it's about just respecting. And I'm not in a partnership, so I'm not an authority to speak on it. I've had really short relationships. I did study human behavior and psychology and stuff, and I've observed things from other people's relationships, and the people who seemed, and I'm really good at reading energy and stuff, and from other people's relationships that I've seen, the people who relate to each other the most are the people who truly love each other and have fun, with each other, and appreciate each other's minds, their bodies. It all goes in tandem, in my opinion. Just, that's what I think. And you glow more, right, when you are enchanted. It says enchanted by other people, but this does give me very much like, I'm gonna say, self-pleasure vibes, and that's not bad to do that. It also, I think, the right partner, the right person, which I didn't expect it to go this way, but I guess that's what the message is. The right person, the right partner will savor and honor every inch of you. It's not about the end goal, about the finishing part. It's about how did I make you feel? I want to be close to you because I enjoy being around you and being with you. You make my life better by being in it, kind of thing. And your aura or your essence is not energy that I want to siphon. It's energy that I want to cultivate with you. There's a very different type of energy signature between two people when it's like for the purpose of co-creation. And no, I don't mean like bringing a child into the world. I mean like people who are team players, or support you through your life, right? Because intimacy doesn't just start in a bedroom, it starts outside of it. And I think the best relationships are the ones where both parties or both people are genuinely invested in the other person's health and well-being, and just their life, you know, the goals that they have for each other. That's to me where intimacy starts, in my opinion. And for the men out there, if you're listening, it's not just I know the booty, the titties, all of that is very arousing, and we were biologically created to, but like men especially, to be aroused by those things. Just like if you're straight, if you're a woman and you're like, you see a guy in different parts, you're supposed to be turned on by that, and that's okay, and that's what's normal. But it's also too, I think, and that's fine, because that's a part of our biological, you know, disposition or predisposition, excuse me. But I think the vibe that I'm getting with this is that, number one, it's okay to seek out pleasurable experiences, because it says dream, may your imagination run free, because sometimes, I will be honest, pornography is very, or corn, if you change C to a P, that's just, I'm trying to be classy about it, is not real. I mean, some of it's real, but also it's staged, it's whatever, you know, it's not exactly a good depiction, because in that, the women always come, or the men come, and I don't know if this can be censored, if this is too, it's just not what, you know, and that's not reality, but I think sometimes it's better to just, like, use your imagination. Don't go seeking out that stuff, just because it can really, it's just like anything, like drugs cause addiction, because it's like a hit to your brain. It's like the dopamine that you get from watching these things. And, you know, especially men, they have it really hard, because men are visual creatures by nature, and physical ones at that. And, you know, that's not to say that's on their brain 24/7, but it definitely is something there, you know, the testosterone and all that. So maybe if you are a man and you're watching this, maybe try to watch less of the pornography. Maybe try, and remember too, there's something, I've heard of semen retention is a thing, NoFap November, which is kind of far off, but maybe if, there's a message specifically for someone, if you watch a lot of pornography, or if you engage in a lot of, it smells like fire, if you engage in, or maybe it's my if you engage in pornography a lot, then maybe that's something you have to consider, just, you know, tapering off a little bit, and maybe try to find the connection with yourself, or maybe use your imagination. Don't rely on the, you know, I don't know. That's the vibe that I'm getting, because I'm telling you, at the end of the day, like, and here's the thing too, and this is for, maybe there's a man out there specifically who watches, because I have had some people who were guys, I think, that do watch my videos. Discover the relationship you have with yourself first, because the thing is, when you're actually with a woman, or if you're gay, maybe if you're with a guy, I don't know, if you have this expectation that, and this is, I'm telling you, and this is, I'm speaking from experience, because I've watched pornography. There was a period of my life that, because I was a virgin until 32, so I was very curious about sex, and I didn't know, you know, I wanted to be, for me, I watched a lot of porn because I wanted to, like, be really good at sex in the future. So if I ever met a man who I could marry, and I was like, man, this guy, like, I wanted to be really good at it. So I watched it, and I'm that's how I learn, as I learn by observing and watching, and I'm like, and I looked at it as more of an instructional, technical thing. So, like, you know, the way someone moves their hips. I'm sorry if this is like TMI, but like the way someone moves their hips, or like, even though I should be looking at it from an arousal standpoint, I was like, okay, so how do I, the mechanics of this, how do I, because I told myself, if I ever do meet a nice guy, I want to be able to, because I think sex is important in a relationship, I really do, like intimacy wise and touching, and because all that stuff, because that builds bonding between two people, and there's oxytocin that's released in that. And a lot of relationships fall apart because people stop dating each other, and they essentially become roommates or companions, and they fall out of love. So bringing that spark back is, I think, really important. So I told myself, I was like, I want to make sure that I'm set up for success. So I was like, so I did watch a lot of pornography, but then I realized when I actually did engage in, intimate things with people, man, is it so different it's so different, like, in person, like, than what you see on pornography or in the movies. We overemphasize and we glamorize, I think, that stuff, and it's a lot different. And when it's worked for me, when the best experiences I've had is when there was a genuine, like, meeting of the minds before a meeting of the bodies. There was, like, rapport, there was just the personality check, and the vibes were there. And when it was just two people fornicating, it was so boring, But on paper, if someone watched it, they'd be like, oh, that looks pretty decent. So for me, it's just, I think that when the vibes that I'm getting is and if you're a woman, it's okay to do that stuff. If you're like me, I do consider myself a Christian by faith or whatever, and not a born again Christian, because I've always been super, like, close to God. Like, I've always, whatever you deem God to be, like, I've always been close to that. I'm not a born again Christian. I'm not like, I didn't leave God and then come back. I'm like, hey, I'm back again. No, it was my faith got strengthened. But anyways, if you're like me and you were conflicted about, oh my God, is it safe to, like, do this? Is it okay to not touch, I don't really do that. I don't touch myself, do that. But, like, is it okay to think thoughts about that? It's okay. It's not gonna, in fact, whoever you are, if you're a woman, it's actually okay to engage in that stuff. That's how you honor, number one, that's how you figure out what you like, right? As a person. So then when you do enter a partnership, you're not, like, confused. You're not going to feel guilty or shameful. Because I will be honest, I do have a lot of shame associated with, because of my religious upbringing and stuff. So that's not a sin, by the way. And I'm sorry if you are, by the way, if you're super religious and you're like, oh my God, this girl is, like, teaching everyone to be, like, horny and to fuck each other. No, I didn't say that. I think, to me, it's intention and context in the way that you go about things. I'm just saying that honoring your divine self, your reproductive organs are there for a reason. And we have, as mammals, women are given breasts for breast milk, to produce breast milk. Men were created with what they have because that's how, procreation. But I don't think that I don't see there's anything wrong with that. Does it mean to go up and hook up with a bunch of people? No, I'm not saying to do that. That's called, there's self-respect with that. But I think if you're already partnered, or if you're not partnered, it's okay to tend to that part of your body, but not in an overly indulgent way, and not in a crude, derogatory way, but, like, in a respectful, I honor, because I think our bodies are temples. The womb itself is as an organ. The uterus is, like, that's where new life is created. So it's like, in yoga, there's, like, womb healing, womb cleansing, the chakras. I think the next one in the chakra thing, there was one about angels' chakras or something, right? The next one was angels of the chakras. So each chakra correlates to something different. And the sacral, there's root chakra, sacral chakra, which is orange, as an energy center. So, I think, and there's a little bit of orange in here. So, I don't know, I think that's important. And once you do that, the byproduct of that will be you glow more, you'll find comfort, and you'll be nurtured. And I will say, like, I'm sorry if this is TMI, but in terms of self-pleasure and stuff, not, like, in terms of self-indulgence or anything, it's like, very pain relieving, I will say. Sexual energy is very potent energy. It's, because number one, it's the same energy attached with creating new life. So if there's something that you feel stagnant in, sometimes sex can be the best thing to, I'm not saying to hook up with a bunch of people, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying not sex itself, but cultivating sensuality. That could be maybe lighting a candle, right? Maybe eating some chocolate, or, like, that's an aphrodisiac. You don't need a partner to do those things. you can create a very sensual environment around yourself to manifest and evoke that. So maybe it's listening to some quiet jazz music, or like I don't know, taking a bath, like a bubble bath or something, or I don't know what's also, or doing, I don't know, if you're a woman, like put on lingerie and take pictures. I don't know, I did that recently, but that was because I was sending it to somebody. I don't know if I should say that, but there is something, and I was laughing the whole time through that because I couldn't take myself seriously, because I just can't. I was just like, this is too and but that's part of that. There's a little insecurity for that for me, because I was still trying to feel confident with myself. And I just tell myself, imagine what, I'm like, imagine what the Sports Illustrated people do. Just serious face. I don't know. It's still hard to do for me. But anyways, you know, and it's fun. It's fun feeling flirty. It's fun feeling feminine. And for the perspective of a guy, you know, guys can do that too. They can light a candle. It doesn't mean they're gay if they sit there, or if you're like, whatever, you know, if you light a candle, if you create a mood of, you know, and that's also too with manifestation. That's a very good way to, because you're focusing, you're aligning your soul's intention with the kind of ambiance that you want. And then when you do that, you start to literally nurture yourself, right? You're nurturing yourself, and you find comfort within that. And yes, as a targeted individual, I have cultivated that myself, despite my circumstances. So if I can do it, where I feel like I'm almost being murdered, I know I shouldn't laugh about that. You can do it too, especially if you as a person aren't being targeted. But I am. So moving forward, interesting how this, maybe once you do that, you'll attract, you know, new energy. Oh, back of the deck it says divine, and that's divine energy, right? Because I said this before with law of attraction. You attract where you're at. Also, some people that are empathic attract narcissists. So that's really, I don't know how to explain that. It's just like, they're like, I want your energy and I want to suck you of all your energy. And I don't mean suck someone in a good way. I mean like suck, you know, the life out of you and drain you and deplete you of your energy. So, yeah, look, divine. May you find the bliss. Wander. May you see the whole picture. Radiant. May you shine brightly, because then you radiate when you it's like what I said before, Joseph Campbell, follow your bliss. When you are in a flow state, you glow better, you radiate better, the circumstances around you shift. So take what you will from that. Other decks is a long reading, but other decks, where's my other Saints and Angels? Should I do Saints and Angels? Angel therapy? Saints and Angels. I don't know. I don't know. I want to finish with one. I don't know if I should do angel therapy. Maybe we'll pull like 3 cards and then I'll do the Saints and Angels one. Because I feel like this is important. I love my angel therapy deck just because I think angels are... Ooh! I'm going to take this one. Okay. Let me get one more. I want 3. I like when I do things in 3s, because 3 is a master number. I also miss being 33, because I thought 33 was a cool number. But I'm 34, so. Anyways. Okay, here we go. And then I'll do the Saints and Angels. Okay, so it says, cut your cords. If you get nervous, focus on service. I will say I do feel like I have a kind of a kinship to this, because I've been having this itch to volunteer lately. I just think there's something really gratifying giving of oneself's time. It gives you a lot of perspective too. Like if you volunteer at a homeless shelter, if you volunteer at a pet shelter. Like that. When I was in Indiana, I really wanted to volunteer at the Humane Society because they had the cutest freaking little cats I've ever seen. And I'm telling you, I don't know if I'm more privy to cats or more privy to dogs, because I do love dogs. I love all animals, but I really love cats. I've always been drawn to cats. I don't know why, but I love cats. They're very mysterious. They're very self-sufficient, but they're so cute and they're so soft, and their little tails go like, meow, 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 meow. You know, they move. That's not, they don't do meow, meow, meow when they say that. But anyways, and then it says shield yourself. So cut your cords. Ask Archangel Michael to clear any old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. So like, let go of the past. That's basically what it means. Pretty self-explanatory. Old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships. So maybe, because, okay, so this is the vibe that I'm getting. If you're someone that's trying to, because I like attract new energy into your life, like friends, relationships, jobs, whatever. If you keep holding on to the past, you're going to bring that energy into the future. And maybe it's not going to be like what you think, you know, like if you, because that's like fear-based thinking, and that's where gang stalking and stuff with targeting, that's the mindset that people want you to stay in, because they don't want you to propel and move forward. A lot of gang stalking and targeting starts with the mind, because it's people trying to control someone's reality through the mind. And that there's a lot of mechanics that go into that. But still, despite that, you can choose the attitude. Because no one can truly control your brain. No one can do that. Like, no one can literally, I mean, they could try. I don't know if there's technology out there that can do that. I hope not. That would be very, very scary and very much of an invasion of privacy if someone could literally from a distance control your behavior. That is terrifying. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But more often than not, we do have control over our attitude and what we think, right? And how we feel about things. So if you are someone, and if you're like me and you're like, you kind of not ruminate on the past, you ruminate on the hurt. It's hard to forgive people that betray you. It really is. Because while they're out gallivanting, living their life, happy as a little clam, you have to pick up the pieces of your life that they destroyed. And it's oftentimes, I've seen it on Pinterest, there was a quote that says, it's not usually the abusers that go to therapy, it's the victims of the abuse that end up in therapy. Because the abusers, the narcissists, whoever do it, are usually, they're like, but no, I didn't do it, there's nothing wrong. I didn't hurt anybody, I don't want to. It's usually the people that suffer the loss that end up in therapy, trying to figure out how to cope through it. And I could speak to that because that's literally what's happened to me. But it's also too, once you get to that point, like grief, the stages of grief are very important, I think, with that, with coping with, because you may not have had a loss, like a physical loss, but there's spiritual loss, there's financial loss, there's pet loss, which I hope Bonnie never, knock on wood, I hope she stays okay. I need to take her to the vet to get checked out. But anyways, there's a lot of forms of loss, relationship breakups, and that's also hard too, because, and one thing I will say for me personally is that I kind of grieve of the loss of what could have been with people, because when I meet someone, I, unfortunately, being an empath or intuitive person, I see their potential before, like I could see the parts in themselves that they're not tending to, and I go, oh, but maybe if I'm kind enough, I can show kindness to them and then they'll change. Or like I can show them what it means to be loved in a way and appreciated, so that, and that's not realistic, because that person's not going to change unless they really want to, you know. So, you know, and things shift and change. Sometimes when you level up, someone has no choice but to either level up with you or leave your life. You know, that's what I've learned, is that when people, especially in relationships or even friendships, when people can't meet you where you're at, when you raise your vibration and you step into your authenticity and you choose to move forward, right? Or you demand authenticity from people, a lot of people can't offer that because they're not in touch with themselves. They don't know themselves. They don't love themselves. So how can they even show up for you when they're not truthful with themselves about who they are and what their core values are? They didn't do the shadow work. So when you're moving forward over here and the other person's over here and they're like, you know, meandering and trying to whatever, wade in the water, you know, or just staying afloat by living a conventional life, however that is, and you're over here and you're like for me, I know, like, I'm not where I want to be. Things did not turn out the way that I hoped that they would. But I also had immense growth within everything I've experienced, and I've experienced some weird shit. I've been through some weird shit that I will never forget, that I'm still traumatized from. And I'm telling you, I'm like a cat with 9 lives. There's some things that I've experienced that I go, I should be dead. It should have taken me out, but it didn't. And people are playing with that. I have people daily playing in my energy, doing what they call no-touch torture, which I need to figure out a way to not speak of that anymore, because yes, I know it's there. I can't really do anything about it. I can't change people. I can't tell criminals or evil people or whoever the fuck are doing it to leave me alone. I did that, and I used to use I still do it. Like I did today, I'm like, stop bothering me. I'm like, leave me alone. Like, I'm not a psych patient. I'm a normal person. Like, leave me. That's the latest thing is that I'm, they use flowers, like white flowers, and, oh, we're grieving for you. No, I don't want you to grieve for me. I don't want your sympathy. I want your empathy. I want you to do something about it. Don't label me a psych patient. What? Because I had PTSD and I had depression and I had to go through the hardest shit of my life, and instead of helping me, you sat back and laughed at me? No. So respectfully, that's not, so my mom is calling me, which she needs to pause because I'm on my thought wave, and if she calls me again, oh my God, stop. I'm like, stop. I am busy right now. I will call you back. Anyways, I need to, couch got delivered. I'm sorry. I'm not, okay, anyways, I am busy right now. I'm so sorry. I am busy right now. I'm not gonna go look. My mom just texted me. She's like, your couch is there. I'm like, I can't go look at a couch right now. Anyways, so see, this is okay. Boundaries. This is where I'm enacting boundaries, because I'm busy right now. I just told my mom I'm busy. I just told my parents I'm busy right now. This is boundaries, folks. This is literally what I'm talking about setting boundaries with people. And I love my parents, but like, I'm busy right now. So, okay, I am so sorry. This is a disruption in the reading, but okay. I need you to respect me while I am doing something else right now. I know this is going to turn into an argument. I feel it. Okay. Anyways, folks, moving on. Cut your cords, shield yourself, protect yourself from harsh or fear-based energies by envisioning a cocoon of healing light surrounding you. So that's important. And what's funny, the bottom of the deck says parents. So maybe you need to, but it says on the bottom, the thing says, the divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. So I find that interesting. But then it also says, listen to your intuitive feelings. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. You are a powerful light worker. It is safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great blessings and loving service to the divine. So anyways, it's just, so if you guys want an example of boundaries, so I've recently discovered that I need to set boundaries with certain people, and I knew there's differences of opinion with my family and things that have transpired in my life, and yes, that's all I'm going to say. And setting boundaries is very important, because that teaches people how to respect you. Because if people don't respect your time, because I would hope my parents would respect my time and give me the time to finish what I'm doing. But apparently, so I'm waiting just to see this is what I mean by respect, because I'm always acquiescing to things. So anyways, but it did say back of the deck was parents. So, what was I gonna say? Oh, I wanted to do this other deck. So this one. I'm gonna close this here because that's that. How respectful is that? We should have just left the bed. Okay. It says shield yourself and cut your cords. So I'm gonna, anyways, I have to hurry this up because unforeseen things. But I'm going to pull a card and close out the reading. Shuffle. I need to shuffle it more though. And last okay. That's interesting. Now that could mean two things. That could mean move your body, or like dance around and move your body, or actually physical moving. I don't know. Because what came out is the following: move, believe, and learning experience. So that could mean move your body, like exercise, or it could be physical, like move, like physical relocation. So let's see what it says. Move. Okay, it says this is a message about moving. Most likely, it means that you'll soon be moving to a new home. You've been considering the possibility, and this is validation of that idea. The angels will help you locate a wonderful new home and assist with the details of leaving your present location. Give any worries about this issue to heaven and have faith that the finances, family concerns, and other issues will be taken care of. This is also a message about moving your body more. The angels ask you to create movement in your life through physical motion. You can do this by swaying or dancing to music, exercising, hiking outdoors, playing with your children, and so on. So that's why I said it could be two different things. All this movement helps you make a fresh start. It ushers in wonderful new people, experiences, and opportunities. So give any worries that you may have about making these changes to God and your guardian angels. And then it says believe. This is pretty self-explanatory. It says Saint Hildegard of Bingen, wherever that is. I don't know who that is. But maybe you need to move, like relocate, or move your body. She is moving like a lot. It's pretty rainbow colors and stuff, but move your body. That creates energy. Learning experience. That's pretty self-explanatory. This situation is an opportunity for you to learn some important life lessons. Instead of looking at this experience as a problem, see it as something that will help you to learn and grow. Some of the valuable qualities that you're acquiring include strength, patience, forgiveness, and perseverance. Similar to the angel in the painting who's holding a glowing white dove, this is an opportunity to shine even more brightly. Notice any familiar aspects of this situation. Are there things that you're tired of and are ready to let go of? Once you extract the blessing within the pattern, it won't need to repeat itself anymore. So like letting go of the past, moving on from the past, moving forward, that kind of theme, which I said before, healing from the past. It says once you will have learned the necessary lesson, and then you can be free from it for good. Your guardian angel will help you see the current situation in a more positive light, as well as identify the lessons involved and heal away unwanted patterns. Simply ask your angel for help with these issues, and then pay attention to any loving thoughts or feelings that guide you to take action. I'll take one more. So let's see. This is where boundaries do come in, because I have family that are not privy to YouTube for me doing this kind of stuff. So healthful eating came out again. This came out twice, but I didn't take it. It says healthful eating. So the angel's eating stuff off a tree. So I know I need to, oh, don't compromise. See, again, boundaries, don't compromise on something. So if there's something that you feel like, and look, what just happened, split the deck, speak your truth. So maybe don't compromise about speaking your truth about something. This literally is split in half. The deck's split in half, and it says don't compromise. And then it says, and this is St. Agnes or something, and then it says speak your truth. And then back of the deck says healing. So healing from past trauma, pain, healing from emotions, emotional trauma, emotional baggage, betrayal, and this will ultimately help love yourself more and bring more love into your life. Higher education, maybe engage in higher education, learn, start a new course, sign up for a class somewhere, you know, that could help. But it says don't compromise, which I want to read that really quickly. But healing is very important. Healing your emotions, not getting triggered, don't be reactive. Be proactive, not reactive. And it says, don't compromise. You're asked to take a stand in favor of your truth and self-esteem. You don't need to compromise to get what you want. You can live by the truth of your beliefs. St. Agnes is your guide and role model in this aspect. She shows that in love, relationships, as well as career, home, health, and other life areas, you mustn't compromise your values. So don't compromise. Make sure that you stand in your power. If you're in a difficult situation, first try to negotiate a better solution with the people involved. For instance, if your romantic relationship is unsatisfactory, tell your partner your honest feelings. St. Agnes and your angels will help you speak truthfully with love so that your partner can really hear you. If this doesn't yield satisfactory results, the saint may guide you to a counselor or helpful organization. The key with this message, though, is to stand by your truth without compromise. As God's holy child, you deserve to be treated with love, respect, and dignity. Accept nothing less. Which is why I say boundaries is important, because that teaches people how to treat you. It's self-respect. So that's what this, says. St. Agnes was uncompromising in standing by her beliefs. Although she was tortured and threatened with death, she wouldn't renounce her faith. Legend also says that Agnes rejected would-be suitors. Wow. I just have a text from my mom saying, I don't even know if I should say that. That's really condescending. If dad hurts his back, it's on you. Okay. Okay then, moving on. Wow. So anyways, it says legend also says that Agnes rejected would-be suitors, including a Roman dignitary, because she was determined to keep her chastity. Several men tried to rape her, but they were struck blind before they could harm her. St. Agnes died bravely for her faith at a young age, still a virgin. I didn't know this. She's a patron saint of engaged couples, and she assists those who wish to find the most suitable marriage partner. Go figure. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So don't compromise your beliefs or morals for anybody. So that's that. But, that was a message that needed to be for somebody. So positive things, good things to come. And just don't compromise. And I don't know if this means move, relocation, or I have a deck here that says this is the location deck, so I don't know if it's relevant. Forest cat, and I want to say what's the most in terms of location. Beach garden. I don't know, maybe to go to live by a beach somewhere, or water, I don't know. Kitchen, or plant foods, cook foods where it rains a lot. Maybe that might be relevant for somebody. So living by the coastal area or coastal region, or near a lighthouse, I guess. I don't know. So I'm gonna leave it at that, and that's it. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope that helps somebody, and God bless.